I hope when you see this, you've had a great week and a great day, whenever it is you might watch it. In my case, it's been pretty unexpected and pretty interesting and a little scary, but I'm blessed and grateful. And thanks for giving me a chance to share the story with you. Tonight is a bit of an experiment to try to do a start to finish completion of a project. Now, you can kind of see here, I think, no, not really, there we go. There is a pile of pallet wood that I have spent some time prepping. So that time is not included here. But this has been run through the laser cutter. The message is on the other side. So I'm spending a few minutes with a fairly heavy grit sandpaper, just doing a bit of hand sanding to smooth out the back a bit, because I am going to put a personalized message on the back. But I have already run a finer sandpaper along the edges, just kind of leaving this kind of, I think it's kind of nice. It didn't really burn it too heavily, and so once I put either the stain or just a spray clear coat on it, it won't be too tarry or sticky. It is a little bit usually after it's been burned, but this is just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And I am going to put a hanger bar on the back of this one. I've got some Find the Zero rulers coming from Taylor Toolworks. They won't arrive till the end of the week. But I'm just going to find out what the overall length is, find the midpoint, and put a hanger piece on it. Of course, depending on the density of the wood, even hanging it in the middle might not be exactly right, but this is, I'm so glad that recently Mark Daner, thank you Daner Made once again, did a really cool video about owing somebody something that he was finally paying off, and this is my example, and I'm looking forward to showing you the rest of it, and the rest of the story will come too. Reference for the project this week, I want to really recommend you look up Daner Made at Daner Made on YouTube and take a look at this short and also the accompanying long form video where he describes and demonstrates the making of this project. And yes, it is very cool, and it really ties in with what I decided I wanted to do, because there was a massive debt that God blessed me with the eventual opportunity to pay off. And the first project that I really wanted to focus on after that was to also pay maybe a smaller debt, but one that has been put off for far longer than I had hoped. And it ties in with this Daner Made video about a similar kind of circumstance. Really am grateful for what I've been able to pick up from Daner and Jesper Makes and others that I watch, and I have a debt that I owe to them as well. And so it all is coming together on Debt End Street for a finish of debt payment that is maybe also the start to the next thing, the new situation. More on that later. There may be a way to get better pictures of the process itself, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. We'll see if I get the camera operating well. Maybe I can take pictures of that, but right now I'm doing a little personal thanks that I like to try and do on these projects with a date and kind of my personal logo, the star K, and then a little note that be just a little expression of thanks that hopefully will be a blessing. Imagine my concern that the G did not get fully cut. And if I come over this way, that G did not get fully cut. And there's another letter or two that did not get fully cut. What is going on? Is it going to go back and do it? That is the mystery that hopefully will be revealed soon. Wow. Don't ask me to explain G-code, please, because I will not be able to. You see that E was missing in accept? And there it is now. Okay, it looks like the whole thing got done. Let's take a look. Man, this scrap pallet oak just really appeals to me as a tool to use here. Okay, let's take a look. Here is what I made. The name of these, the married name of these folks is the Simpsons, and they do not live in Springfield. On the contrary, they live in a town nearby, and they're customers of mine, and they love antiques. And one day I was there, and they had some stuff they'd evidently just picked up out on their porch, and I said, "Oh wow, that old soda crate or cracker crate, or it's a wooden crate that I've actually featured in a past video. That's really cool. Where'd you get that?" And I'm jealous of that. And I was embarrassed immediately because she said, well, why don't you take it? You can have it. Oh, no. Oh, no, please, I insist. Anyway, I have thought ever since, I want to make something for those folks. And finally, the cutter is done, and I get to make it. And I'm going to go out now and do a bit of very fine sanding on the surface here and get what little burn marks there are, little smoky edges. Clear those, and then I think I'm going to just clear coat spray it so that I potentially can deliver it to them tomorrow. And I hope they will enjoy having it as much as I have enjoyed making it. I love the way this thing cuts. So blessed and very grateful. This little curb alert desk that I picked up because I thought, hey, I can use the legs as router template guides for other legs. I'm going to take that thing apart. Well, I haven't done that yet because it's turning out to be a fairly useful sanding station, although it's a bit rickety, but it doesn't matter that much. I am using the 3M sanding pads. Got a 220 here, going to do a very light pass because I do not want to take off too much, but then we'll turn it over and do the other side. That did actually kind of clean that up a little bit. Very nice. All right, let's do the other side. Not going to do much. The first one I did, I had smaller ellipsis dots here and actually knocked some of them out. So I got to be real careful because I do not want to mess up any of the lettering. But I do want to get kind of, you can see the little bit of like shadow burning on the edges of the letters here. So I do want to try to get some of that ghosting off of there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think that cleaned up real nicely. And so I'm going to turn the compressor on and blow all the dust out, and then I'm going to put on some crystal clear enamel, testing it first on the back to see what it looks like. So I may have to take it on Wednesday instead of tomorrow, Tuesday, because I want to get the back and the sides sprayed real well, and then I want to leave it for a day. So might not be able to deliver it tomorrow. But let's finish cleaning it up. I might only have a few seconds until the compressor kicks back in when I start using this, but you might notice it almost looks a little snowy in there, like there's some light. It's subtle, but that is the sanded sawdust there, and so it really is kind of amazing how much it cleans up once you use the air. Here we go. This is a very amateur spray station, as you can see. But let's try it out. That's pretty nice. It warms the color up nicely, doesn't it? All right, now that I've put a coat on it, why don't I read the directions and see how long I have to let it cure. All right, it says I can put a second coat on in a few minutes. I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 minutes and go again, and I think this is going to be fine for tonight. And if I think of it and I get ready soon enough in the morning before I go to work, I'll do the top and let it set during the day while I go to work, and it should be done tomorrow night, and I'll try to have some videos showing how it finished up. Thanks for watching, everybody. At this point, I'm about 3 hours in from setting up the artwork, cutting, finish sanding, back coat spraying. Gonna leave it overnight and do another coat in the morning. So looks like it's gonna be, call it 4 hours. My goodness, these things are gonna be expensive if this is the way it works. I gotta see if I can work the time down or something. Any ideas that for improved efficiency so that I don't have to try and sell these for $125? Wow. All suggestions welcome at this point for sure. I've got to hustle and get off to work, but here is, I'm trying to get a good shine off the light and show the surface. I think it's made a pretty good seal. Probably wouldn't hurt to do just a light sand, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it and spray the top, and I'll see how the surface feels after both sides have dried out. But at least it has, yeah, there, it's kind of got a nice gloss to it. Oh yeah, that does kind of bring out the grain, doesn't it? That's nice. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to find out at some point that I just spray way too much on at once. But yeah, there you can kind of see. That's pretty thick. Let's see how that settles and cures. Yeah, this would be great if it can finish it up tonight. Well, this is either the moment of truth or the moment when I realize there's still more work to be done. Let's find out. How did this spray on clear coat enamel, which may have not actually been meant for wood, how did it do? It looks a little dry to me. I'm not sure it's picking up on the screen. I'm going to think about it a bit. I like how it's turning out though. I think I'm ready to put the wall hanger on. So I got a big pile of these from Amazon, and it turns out this is a hair under 15 inches, so 7.5 inches is the halfway mark. I'm going to turn it over and get this set up so that hopefully the middle gap between two sawtooths will be right in the center, and hopefully it will hang from that spot. I mean, actually, it's possible that there's a little bit of more weight on this end because there's less material. I don't know. I'm going to put it on and find out. And if all else fails, I'll recommend that people do the same thing that I do, is use a little plastic tack in a corner behind if it doesn't want to hang straight. But I'm going to try to get it exactly even. So let's see how that goes. I don't know if this is informative or not, but let's see what we can do here. So if it's just under, it's right dead on 15. Pardon me, I said just under. Dead on 15. So let's find the 7.5 mark. And it is right here. Come back a little bit. And try to not look silly with that thing falling over and over again. Let's set a mark at 7.5. And then put the middle tooth, or the middle tooth gap right there, and do a little punch. Yeah. All right, here's the two screw holes. Now, that is probably too big a bit for this, so I'm barely going to get into it. Yeah. I'm actually going to get a different bit. Way too big. Okay, let's try it with a much smaller bit. And just barely gonna get into it. All right. Now, see how we line up? That looks good. Okay, this is a pH 0 bit. I think it's just right for these tiny little screws. Going to put some CA glue here, and once I'm down, I'm gonna spray it with activator. Why not? A little extra backup. Here we go. And we're going to go down to a 3 and 1 power. Really should do this by hand, but let's put a little more on there so that it gets on the screw threads. And in typical Stark Arts fashion, of course, this is overkill, but my youth group kids didn't call me Captain Overkill for nothing. All right. Yeah, it may not be the right bit. I may need to get a different one. It's a little small, maybe. That's too small. I wonder how much of this I will have edited down by the time I post it as a video on the site. There's that. And that. Now maybe another drop around the edge. And a little spritz of activator. And that is right on that center line, which is now hidden by the bar itself. And I don't know, I just found out today that I've got some extra time on my hands for the rest of the week, so I may get to even make a run down to the little town close by where these folks live and deliver it to them. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's the completed project. I wonder what you think. I don't know if what somebody would pay for it for themselves, but what would somebody pay for it as a gift? Either one, both, if you would. What do you think something like this is worth? Custom sign like this, 15-inch. Very interested in your thoughts, and sure do appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Final word. Here's the short version, I hope. I would have been hoping, praying, working, hustling, trying to get to the point where not only could Debt End Street be a time where I'm paid off, and I'm so thankful that I am debt free at this point, but also that maybe this could become my full-time work, especially for, you know, maybe retirement time or whatever. And I've been making plans and thinking, okay, this may be the direction I get to go. I've been blessed with so many materials, much equipment. In the process of paying down bills, I've been able to kind of be developing the workshop. And I thought, okay, maybe in a year and a half, I could be at a point where I could replace my day job income and be getting along okay. Being responsible, taking care of myself, being able to help others. Well, so the idea was to be very responsible, not to make any fast moves, not to presume or assume too much, and definitely not to think that I had developed the skills to the point where, okay, debt's paid off, let's go for it. No, I really wanted to take my time and be careful. And then I found out this week that it looks like my day job is coming to an end. And I'll spare you the details. It's kind of the way things go sometimes. And I'm ending up in a place where I've got a few months where I can kind of, my needs are met and then some. And so that gives me time to see if I can turn this into a full-time real business. And it looks like that's what I'm going to try to do. And I so much appreciate folks who have taken time to watch and comment and share videos and tell other people about it. And I don't have any kind of infrastructure set up yet. I don't have an Etsy shop or anything similar to that. I haven't even posted anything for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I have so much to learn, and I have so much to learn to get better with editing. I have so much to learn to get better at the woodworking itself. So much to learn about the software for the laser cutter. I need to put together the little CNC that I've had for years still in the box, and just looked at the manual today, the build directions, and got intimidated. But I'm fascinated by this circumstance. It was absolutely not what I expected, but literally the day that I paid off all my debt, something happened that put me in a position I had to make a choice if I was going to continue to work for this company or not. And it is absolutely fascinating. And the future, I may totally mess it up. I don't know. But at this point, I know that God is blessed with provision for a while, and I've definitely got a passion for this, and so I'm going to see if possibly it can make this work. Did I start by saying that I was going to try to give you the short version? I don't think I managed to do that. Anyway, I don't know where things are in your life, what the challenges are, what the excitement is, what the opportunities are. But I want to say that everything changed, pretty much everything changed for me in just the past 5 days. And it's so unexpected, but so incredibly interesting, and there's so much opportunity and so much potential. And it looks like maybe this job that was something I thought maybe I would be in for a while, that maybe I have to finish it now so that I can start with what I thought was a future goal. The goal may be now. So let's see how it goes.